in base. Bring the blade across the neck. He lets go. Trap the arm. And back into the iron lock we go again. Besides the iron locks that you have just seen, we can also apply a finishing hold if the person on the bottom has you in this position. Trap the arm. Which is, by the way, a common finishing for headlocks. And back into the iron lock. You might find yourself in this position after stepping. Besides the iron locks that you have just seen, we can also apply a finishing hold if the person on the bottom has you in this position. Back, which is, by the way, a common finishing for headlocks. You might find yourself in this position after stepping from a headlock. Not to lift your head up. You want to make sure to establish that you lean the weight forward. Your hands on the ground. Grind the neck. Lean back. Put your head on the ground. Cross the neck. His arm. With the weight here, steady frame. Not to lift your head up. Be sure that you lean the weight forward. Grind the neck. Put your hand on the ground. So the other side, please. With the weight here, brace yourself with your hands. Sit back. Hold the weight down here. So he can't push you off. The blade goes across the neck. So the other side, hold the wrist, knee behind the head. Lean the weight forward. Brace yourself with your hands. Trap his arm. Hold the weight. Hand on the ground. So he can't push you off. And bring the leg over. The blade goes across the neck. Hold the wrist, knee behind the head. Lean the weight forward. If you find yourself with the person, trap his arm. Hand on the ground. And bring the leg over to do this. Always be ready to let go of it. Number one is your base. If you find yourself comfortable with this, if you find yourself with the weight on the neck, and when you do this move, and as the person lets go, always be ready to let go of it. If you feel that your leg is not limber enough to come inside of, find yourself comfortable with this. Because actually what you're doing is that you're bringing the leg with the weight on the neck. It would be okay to put your hands right on the person's head. If you feel that your leg is not limber enough to come inside of his head, if you put your hand on the person's head, because actually what you're doing is that you're a little more height above his head. It would be okay to put your hand right on the person's head. Here, it will require that your leg comes up real high. So if the person got your hand locked like this, establish your base, a little more height, no rush. As you go for the bring the leg over. Always be ready to let go. Number one thing is to be relaxed and ready to ride the position, no rush. So if the person got your head locked like this, establish your base, trap this. No, if you ever find difficult to bring difficulty, bring this leg over the person's head. Number one thing is too wide, you know, be relaxed and ready to ride the position. Put your hand right on the head. Use this as a support and bring the leg around. Trap this. If you ever find difficult to bring difficulty in bringing this leg over the person's head because he's too wide, you know, he's got the head way too high, put your hand right on the head. Use this as a support and bring the leg around. When the person is inside of your leg like this, okay, you're going to hold the wrist with one hand. All right. Another common finishing hold over and across your leg. When the person is inside of your leg like this, hold your wrist like this. Okay. You're going to hold the wrist with one hand, two. The other hand goes over and across your leg. One. The hand goes over. Two. Hold your wrist like this. With the weight on my feet, one, to push me back, two, and a good grip on my wrist. I don't want to push his hand back that way. Instead, I want to use my legs and drive my weight back with it. Bringing his face to the ground. And a good grip on my wrist. I will use this foot on the ground. I don't want to push his hand to slide my hip away from him. Instead, I want to use my legs and drive my weight back. And then with the hand, keeping his arm against my chest, I will use this foot on the ground to move this away to slide my hip glued on my chest from him and keep this arm in an L position here. And then with the hand, drive his hand, keeping his arm against my chest so that he doesn't have the mobility to move this away. Here, I'll keep it glued on my chest and keep this arm in an L position here. Lean back. Drive his hand, slide your hip away. And you could even either trap his foot with his leg here, or bring your leg over his back. Either one. Feet on the ground. The arm glues his arm against my chest. Slide your hip away. We'll drive his hand. And you could even either trap his foot with his leg, or bring your leg over his back. Either one. Sit the arm glues his arm against my chest, and this hand from here will drive his hand straight up that way. Lean the weight back. Keep his arm. Hold the wrist against your chest.
sit up and
your
hold
hip
your
away.